we're welcoming in one of the brightest and most explosive fighters in the UFC. Yes, I'm talking about the Sandman, Cory Sandhagen. Welcome to One Round with Cory Sandhagen. Brother, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
Nah, man, we just really appreciate it. You know, now getting ready for your fight, just tell me what you're feeling, a guy that's been right there at the mountaintop with opportunities to kind of take hold of the entire division and now fighting your way back into title contention. What's the feeling around your camp and how are you preparing for this fight?
Yeah, they all kind of feel the same to me, to be honest. I know that everybody in the UFC is just as dangerous. And yeah, man, I'm ready to get back into the winner's circle. I spent pretty much the entire last year just trying to get better at the things that I was weaker at, and my game has changed a lot. I think that I'm a way well-versed fighter, and I think that I'm like way more prepared to fight for the title the next time that it comes around.
You know, Cory, I got a question for you. It's a bit off base, but Cory Sandhagen, Enter the Sandman, the Twitter handle, Instagram handle. Why not the walkout song? Is it too much of a layup to just come out the Why?
I don't know. I'm just not a Metallica guy. I didn't grow up with like Metallica. That just wasn't my thing. I was like a Biggie guy, you know? Biggie was my man.
Yeah.
That's why I come out.
I'm gonna send you a video of Virginia Tech football when they walk out for their football games. You'll love Metallica and you'll love the environment so much that you'll walk out to that song every time. All right, back on track. I'm sorry, I get a little times. I love everything else about fighting. But Cory, this weekend you fight Song Yadong. In the last fight, many people thought that you won the fight against TJ Dillashaw. So when you went back and you looked at everything and you had to break down that fight, what were those areas that you felt you were weak in? Because nothing seemed glaring inside the fight with Dillashaw, who's fighting for the belt now. Oh, wait, did you fight Dillashaw last or did you fight Petr Yan last?
I thought Petr Yan last, and then the one before that was TJ. But yeah, in the TJ fight, man,
both of those
thought
fights.
I think I fought really awesome against TJ. I think that there's just me being a little bit not as urgent against the cage, and it gave him control time or whatever. But I also think that in that fight I was coming off 2 really big knockouts, and that's what I was looking for a little bit too much. I could have done a little bit more scoring, which wouldn't have been hard to do, and I think that was a pretty critical error that I made in that one. That being said, I still think that, TJ went home the beat up guy and I went home the guy kind of confused. But
yes,
yeah. And then against Yan, man, I just need to be more well versed in order to beat these guys that are just like super dangerous strikers. So that's what I've been doing.
So let me ask you this question. You said that there was a bit of a hesitancy against Dillashaw. Do you think that's why you started so fast against Petr Yan? Because through the first 3 rounds, you were really taking it to him early, and then the fight kind of evened itself out. Like, how did you find that balance where you can go hard enough early but not get fatigued as you go down the stretch, but also not lay back too much against a guy as dangerous as Song Yadong?
Sure, yeah. I think that there's always like this like weird balance in MMA, and I think that that's why it makes it so interesting that you have to be this killer, and you have to be this guy who's ready to pull the trigger at any time, but you also have to be smart. You're not fighting like dummies, so you have to be really smart in the sport too. And balancing those 2 things is like a little, it can get difficult. So just having the awareness while I'm actually in the fight is important too. And yeah, I'm ready to make my second run at the title, and I can't wait to just show everyone how good I've gotten in the last year.
You know, after watching you, especially in some of your championship bouts and your opportunities to fight the best in the game, it's obvious that you are right there. You are on that tier with some of the champions or the top contenders in your division. You mentioned being smarter and understanding the fight game. What does it do? What type of performance do you think you need against Song Yadong to put you right back in the conversation for getting another shot at the title when we have so many of the top guys facing one another?
Man, I think especially because the I'm really trying to focus on not letting these things go to the judges anymore. I really want to take it to Song, and I want to get him out of there so that there really isn't any question of who won or lost. I want to go in. I either want to knock him out, I want to submit him, or I just want to break the guy. That's kind of where my mind is right now, and that's the game plan right now.
Cory, for a long time you've been like one of the more fun guys in the division. But when you look at the division and you look at Sterling won in the last fight, like, what are your thoughts as so many guys have been fighting, right? Chito just beat down very recently.
Yeah.
Then we had another fight on the paper after that. You guys, we got O'Malley. What's your perception of the division as a whole?
I think the division's great, man. I think in a decade or so, we'll look back and kind of like reminisce on, being a big part of Bantamweight history. And I'm really happy about that. I will also say that I think that I'm definitely the most exciting guy in the division. I think that, Petr Yan definitely is a super exciting guy too. But I think when it comes to who's the most exciting fighter, I definitely am at the top of this division.
When you think back, obviously, you got Flying Knee, Frankie Edgar, and some of these, the great knockouts you've had. I think people agree that you're probably one of the more, or at least the most exciting guys in the division. But we all know that's not what gets you the championship. What is it still in you that says, or what would you tell people that say Cory Sandhagen is great, but he's a cut below the guys that have wore the strap? How are you going to prove to them, or what can you say that proves to them that you're going to one day be the UFC champion?
Man, I think that the reason I'm so exciting isn't because I knock people out or have a lot of footwork or whatever. The reason I'm so exciting is because I'm so technical and I'm so efficient with my fighting. And it just so happens that being exciting is a result of that, but that's just a result of me being that good. I really think that I'm that good where I can make efficient martial arts also exciting, where I'm not, pulling Nate Diaz's off and laying in the cage and that, get the views. But I think I'm efficient, bro. Like, I'm efficient. Good.
I love it, man. I love it.
Hey, Cory, like that last week was kind of crazy. Nate took a break at one point, ran to the side of the octagon. Tony was looking at him confused.
Tony turning around, scooting backwards. That was that was the thing you could do when you fought in this game for a long time, and people would just come to see you fight no matter what.
Hey, RC, Cory Sandhagen was like, yo, I'm not moonwalking in the octagon, son. Right. I'm not moonwalking in the octagon.
Absolutely.
Nah. Good on them for being able to play games while they're in there, because for me, I'm just like 100% savage-minded in my head. But, if they can have fun, cool, good on them.
Hey, well, Cory, man, thank you so much.
Cory
and
Sandhagen.
Best of luck, man. Best of luck this weekend.
Yep.
We wish you well. You'll be exciting. We hope you get the strap. Have a good one, dog.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.